Hey everybody, Brandon the Brony Pony here. So as you can probably see by the title, um, I'm just gonna get right into it. Okay, so basically, G6 just got an animation leak, and according to a credible leaker who knows about this leak, the leak is real, but it's apparently been canceled. So it's not happening. The Cutie Mark Camp thing, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I'm not going to show it here. But if you guys want to see it, just look it up. It's on Derpy Boru. But yeah, basically a 6-minute or so pilot episode draft has been released for what seems to be the gist of the first episode of the Cutie Mark Camp series. But apparently it's been canceled. So basically, that means that it's not happening. So what does this mean for the future of My Little Pony? Because apparently the credible leaker says that G5 is dead. Well, here's what I think. And as you can see by the title, you probably know where I'm going with this. I think they're going to bring back G4. I think they're going to bring back Friendship is Magic or Equestria Girls or both. Because it's their moneymaker. It's their moneymaker. It just makes sense. And recently, Friendship is Magic or My Little Pony or whatever, the My Little Pony brand was recently bought out by Discovery. So why would they do that if they didn't plan on bringing back something related to Friendship is Magic? Maybe they tried to experiment again with G6, but they realized that that wouldn't be a good idea, so they canceled it and scrapped it because they were worried it would flop. Because, you know, the plot wasn't like what they were hoping for. So, maybe they planned on potentially bringing back Friendship is Magic for a season 10 or a sequel series to Friendship is Magic, maybe called My Little Pony Friendship Across Lands, maybe, or something like that, or My Little Pony, yeah, Friendship Across Lands. Maybe it's about spreading friendship across Equestria, and maybe that could be what the plot of Friendship Across Lands could be, and maybe they bring back Equestria Girls, but this time, instead of little short videos, it's like they have basically full 22-minute episodes of Equestria Girls. So they have two shows running alongside each other. Equestria Girls Digital Series Season 3, which actually ends up being on Discovery Family, as well as Friendship is Magic sequel series or Season 10, one of the two. But I think they would do a sequel series and they would have the same animation style, or they would have the animation style from the Cutie Mark Camp show, and they would use that animation style. But personally, I would prefer the original Friendship is Magic OG animation style. But if they were going to do the Friendship Across Land, or sorry, not Friendship Across Land, if they were going to do the Cutie Mark Camp G6 style, I wouldn't mind that, honestly. Because that's a good style. It looks really pretty. As long as they bring back the old cast, bring back the OG cast, because as much as I like the cast in the G6 leak, I feel like Tara Strong is the only Twilight for me. And Ashley Ball also is the only Rainbow Dash. So I feel like they would have to reprise their roles. But if they did replace the cast, I guess I would get used to it eventually, even if it was a sequel to Friendship is Magic. But I would prefer if they brought back the old cast, honestly. Because it'll probably end up still being a Canadian show made in Canada. Or maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. Who knows? It depends. I don't know if it would still be made in Canada or not, or if it would be made in the U.S. Because I know G5 was made in the U.S. So, I'm not really sure. But what I do know is, I think they're going to bring back Friendship is Magic, and I think that's coming out in either 2025 or 2026. I think it's going to be announced in 2025 in October for the Friendship is Magic's 15th anniversary. And it's going to come out early 2026. So, that'll be a nice birthday present for me, honestly. But yeah, I think it's going to be announced on October 10th, 2026. Or 2025, I mean. October 10th, 2025 is when it's going to be announced. and basically it's going to come out in probably like April of 2026, the first episode of Friendship is Magic sequel. Because I think the Ponyverse is canceled according to the leakers, so the Ponyverse isn't happening. So Friendship is Magic season 6, season 10 is probably going to be the one to happen. And I think it's happening, and I think Equestria Girls will come a little bit later. Probably like, you know, maybe 2027 or something, I don't know. The Equestria Girls isn't going to come right away. Probably it'll come a little bit later. But, you know, I think that, well, I have some predictions for what I think could happen in a potential Friendship's Magic comeback. So, what I think they would do is I would think they would just completely decanonize G5 because G5 is gone. G5 is, I think they would decanonize it. I don't know if they would decanonize the last problem, but I feel like they would because, you know, a lot of people's hearts were broken in that episode. So I feel like they would also decanonize the last problem. So here's my prediction. And, well, this is more of a wish list, honestly, more so than prediction, but I think it's possible to happen. But my wish list is that my wish for Friendship is Magic returning is for Twilight to move back to Ponyville and rule from Ponyville and decanonizing the last problem. And I kind of do think that's what's going to happen, but I could be wrong. My prediction, what I think is a little bit more possible, is they just keep Twilight canon a lot and they have her visit Ponyville every so often, and they basically have her not be as much of a main character, and they have more of the main 6 and Starlight be a main 5 and Starlight be a main character instead. And they have it focus more on Starlight, which would be interesting if they had it focus more on Starlight and Trixie as the main characters, and like had the main 5 as supporting characters and had Twilight be a supporting character instead of a main character. That would be pretty interesting to make Starlight the new main character. I could see that as well as a possibility. So the possibility number 1, I think they could have Twilight move back to Ponyville, just as used to move her back to Ponyville. Possibility 2, I think they could just have Starlight be the main character. And I think that it'll focus on spreading friendship across Equestria and making peace with other nations. And Spike will be the one to do that. And I think Spike will still be Twilight's friendship ambassador. And I think they'll introduce a young Philly version of Luster Dawn. And maybe Luster Dawn. Oh, yeah, possibility number 3. They could introduce a Philly Luster Dawn, and she could be the main character. And it can focus on her adventures, like studying under Twilight. And maybe she learns about friendship a little bit sooner. And that is a possibility as well. That's possibility number 3. My favorite possibility, definitely, though, is Twilight moving back to Ponyville, because I think she should never moved to Camelot in the first place. So basically, she feels homesick, and she moves back to Ponyville, and it's a 2-part premiere of her moving back to Ponyville. And another episode idea I have is maybe where it's called A Diamond in the Rough, where basically it's something along the lines of where Diamond Tiara is having trouble at school because not everyone still trusts her and people still remember what she did in the past and aren't willing to forgive her. So she basically has to prove to a small group of students that she's changed. And she has to prove that she's not the pony she was anymore. And the Cutie Mark Crusaders essentially help her with that. And basically, yeah. Or another idea for a Diamond in the Rough is that maybe there's a group of fan ponies who are protesting for Diamond Tiara to go back to her old ways. And basically they're fans of how she used to be. They're fans of the old Diamond Tiara. They want the old Diamond Tiara back. That could be interesting. Another idea I have, it's actually a canceled My Little Pony Friendship is Magic episode that they could actually revisit. Basically, it's a scrapped My Little Pony episode that I saw in a video where Discord had an old fan who was a fan of his old ways, of his old chaotic ways, and he was like his number one fan. But then Discord found out that he was just a fan of the old Discord and wants him to return to his old ways. And Discord basically pretends to go back to his old ways, but he's just doing it to try and convince his fanboy that he's not like that anymore, and he can do good things with chaos. Basically, he just does it to play along and stuff. And eventually, the fanboy basically realizes that Discord is cool even though he's changed, and I think that could be an interesting plot line to bring back that sort of episode. Another episode idea is maybe, this is just for me personally, I don't know if you guys would enjoy it, but I would love to see an episode where like Twilight accidentally shrinks her and her friends, or shrinks someone, and they have to survive and get the attention of the ponies. I think that would be really interesting, like a shrinking episode. That would be pretty cool. Um, but I don't know if it would ever happen. It would be cool, like to see like Spike get shrunk and he has to grab the attention of the ponies. I don't think it would happen though, just because of the fetishy stuff. But then again, it happens in a lot of cartoons where they have shrinking episodes, so maybe it could happen. But I think if they did do it, they'd probably have the mares shrink, not the guys. So as cool as it would be to see the guys shrink, I don't think that would happen. I think it would probably be the mares that would shrink. Um, and another episode idea is maybe just like a CMC episode where the CMC decide to like spread their Key Mart camp, further across Equestria, and they realize they're growing up and they can't stay localized in Equestria forever. So they basically open up their camp in other parts of Equestria, and they don't run it everywhere. It's kind of like Rarity with their boutiques. They basically open their camp up to other places in Equestria, like Canterlot, Manhattan, and other parts of Equestria for ponies to attend, and they basically spread their Cutie Mark Crusaders help across Equestria. Basically, I think that'd be really awesome if they did that. Another episode idea is like another Starlight and Trixie episode. Maybe Starlight trying to adjust to her new role as head mayor, and maybe she's having a lot of trouble with like she's like getting a whole lot of ponies coming to her off being sent to her office for being troublemakers, and she basically has to like deal with the stress of being head mayor, and like she feels like she's just gonna pull her hair out, but eventually she realizes to keep a level head, and Trixie helps her with her advice, and Trixie basically convinces her that to like keep a level head and stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool. Another idea I have, though I think it's kind of unlikely, but it would be cool if it would happen, is basically an episode where Sunset Shimmer comes through the mirror portal and basically, you know, uh, basically comes to visit. Just spends a day in Ponyville, just like just comes to visit Twilight, spends a day with Twilight, spends a day with Princess Twilight, I think that'd be pretty cool. If assume we go with the plot line of Twilight moving back to Ponyville, I think having a plot where like Twilight and Sunset spend the day together, that would be pretty cool. Just like don't show Camelot High, just show Sunset coming through the mirror portal, and Sunset talks about how life is going back in CHS and stuff. Just name drop CHS, but don't actually show CHS. Because, I think that'd be pretty cool having Sunset in an episode of the show. That'd be pretty awesome, not gonna lie. I think it would break the internet for sure. Having another episode with Autumn Blaze would be cool. Like bring back Autumn Blaze, that'd be pretty cool. Maybe have an episode with Tempest Shadow. Maybe take some inspiration from the comics, and have like them visit Zeccora's homeland. That'd be pretty cool. Reveal more about Zeccora's homeland. Maybe it's called Zebraca. That'd be pretty cool. Um, and maybe they actually visit it and see the other zebras. And also another Discord episode where like like maybe Discord finds out that he about his origin story. I don't know what it would be. Maybe he finds out that he's the only Draconequus, maybe, and like he was created, and like he wants to find his parents, but he realizes that he was created by Grogar, and he meets Grogar, who is his creator, and we finally see Grogar, and Grogar reveals to Discord that he created him, and that would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty awesome to see. Um, for Equestria Girls, I have a few ideas for an Equestria Girls reboot. Basically, you can have an episode where like maybe you bring back Juniper Montage and she's like adjusting to being nice now, and like she's like basically still losing her temper sometimes, but she's trying to keep her cool. And Sunset and the girls try to calm her down and tell her that they're there for her, and she says she's really lucky to have friends like them, and she doesn't know what she'd do if like she if what she would do if she was still her mean and bitter self. And sometimes she almost goes back to that, but she's trying to like keep her cool basically. And I think it would be cool to see Juniper struggle with like being nice, like maybe she still has her short temper. I think that'd be interesting to see, and Juniper struggling with that. And maybe also an episode of Equestria Girls series where Sunset. I don't want to see this, but I feel like it would happen. Is where Sunset tries to ask Flash out or something, but I don't want to see that because I do not want Sunset to go with Flash. But I feel like it probably happened, so I'm just gonna use it as like a little bit of an honorable mention, kind of like Sunset, like trying to ask out Flash or something, or maybe they're dating or something, going on a date, which I don't want to see, but I feel like it would happen, and that's what I'm scared of. But yeah, that's a possibility. Sunset and Flash going on a date or something. Maybe Sideshow and Timber going on a date. Maybe Sideshow and Timber go on a date, and Sunset tries to give her advice and stuff, and stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool. Having an episode where maybe Sunset goes to Equestria for. Well, I had that for Friendship is Magic, but it could be like maybe it could connect to the Friendship is Magic episode where she returns from Equestria, and she basically tells her friends all about what she did in Equestria. Or it could be like an episode taking place during that episode where her friends, it focuses on her friends and what they're doing while Sunset is in Equestria, and they basically talk about how they're. It's like a situation like Rarity Takes Manhattan, not Rarity Takes Manhattan, but Made in Manhattan, the Applejack and Rarity map episode, and the Brotherhood of Social. It could be kind of like that, and I think having like an episode where like it's like maybe the Dazzlings come back and they're trying to adjust to life in the human world, and Sunset helps them, and they reject Sunset's help, and Sunset has to like figure out how to win the Dazzlings over, and like win earn their trust, because they still don't like her because they defeated her at the Battle of the Bands, and eventually they have a change of heart at the end, and they basically reform, and I think that would be pretty cool to see. They basically accept Sunset's friendship. They finally reform. I know it'd be a bit anticlimactic for a reformation for the Dazzlings, but I feel like that's how they'd probably do it, honestly. So yeah. And yeah, so I have tons of more ideas for this stuff, but I've been going for almost 20 minutes now. It's basically 20 minutes now, so yeah, I think that's all I'm going to talk about for now. But yeah, basically, to recap, if you skip through the video to the end of the video, to recap, G6 leak happened. It's apparently canceled. I think they're bringing back Friendship is Magic, and I think that Friendship is Magic and Equestria Girls is coming back. G4 Revival is happening 2025 or 2026. Probably announced 2025 for the 15-year anniversary of Friendship is Magic. Coming out 2026. I'm calling it now. Friendship is Magic is returning. I had a feeling it was going to happen eventually. Hasbro loves making money, and Friendship is Magic, G4 is their money makers, so they're probably going to return to what made them the most money. I mean, let's face it, that's what's going to be the best choice for them. If they want to succeed, they better bring back Friendship is Magic, because that's what they really need right now, because they're not doing so hot money wise. So I think the best bet for them would be bring back Friendship is Magic. That'd be the smart business move. That's what I would do if I was in charge of Hasbro. Anyway, that was my predictions. I hope you all enjoyed. Talk to you later. Brandon Brony pointing out.